So imagine, you're standing in a vast ancient forest. The trees tower over you, their twisted branches stretching into the endless darkness. The air is thick with silence. No birds singing, no leaves rustling, nothing. You sense you are not alone, but you can't see who, or what, is out there. You don't know their intentions. Are they peaceful? Are they hunters? Are they watching you right now? In this scenario, what would be the smartest thing to do? Call out for help? Light a fire? No. The safest option is to remain silent. Because the moment you reveal your position, you risk being found by something that may not have good intentions. Now take that same eerie concept and apply it to the entire universe. That is the terrifying essence of the dark forest theory. At first glance, the idea might sound like a plot from a science fiction novel, and in fact, it was popularized by Chinese author Liu Cixin in his novel The Dark Forest, part of the three-body problem series. But this chilling theory offers a compelling and deeply unsettling explanation for one of the greatest mysteries in science, the Fermi Paradox. The paradox asks a simple yet profound question. If the universe is so vast and if intelligent life should be common, then where is everyone? Think about it. Our Milky Way alone contains hundreds of billions of stars, many of which host planets in the habitable zone, the perfect conditions for life to emerge. Given the age of the universe, intelligent civilizations should have had millions or even billions of years to advance, expand, and colonize the stars. And yet, we see nothing. No interstellar highways, no alien spacecraft, no radio signals, just an overwhelming, deafening silence. One possibility is that we are alone, that life itself is an incredibly rare cosmic accident. But many scientists find that hard to believe. The ingredients for life, carbon, water, organic molecules, are everywhere, and if life arose here on Earth, why not elsewhere? The dark forest theory offers another, far more disturbing explanation. The silence is not a coincidence. It's a survival strategy. To understand why, let's go back to that dark forest. Imagine it's filled with countless creatures, some intelligent, some primitive, some technologically advanced. But none of them trust each other. The fundamental problem is asymmetry. They don't evolve at the same time, at the same speed, or with the same intentions. And unlike in a human society, where we have laws and rules, the universe has no cosmic police force, no governing body to mediate conflicts between species. If one civilization encounters another, there is no guarantee of peace. In fact, history suggests the opposite. Consider human history. What happens when an advanced civilization meets a less advanced one? Time and time again, the result has been conquest, enslavement, or extinction. When European explorers arrived in the Americas, their superior technology, guns, steel, ships, completely changed the fate of the native populations. In some cases, even unintentional factors, like the spread of diseases, wiped out entire civilizations. The same principle could apply on a cosmic scale. If an advanced alien species discovers a younger, less advanced civilization, it might see them as a potential threat to be eliminated before they can become powerful. This leads to an unavoidable conclusion. For a civilization to survive in a universe filled with unknown and potentially hostile entities, the safest course of action is to remain silent. Any species that openly broadcasts its existence is taking an enormous gamble, one that could cost them everything, and yet we, humans, are doing exactly that. Since the 1970s, we have been sending radio signals, spacecraft, and even physical messages into the cosmos. The Arecibo message was beamed into space in 1974, containing information about our DNA, our planet, and our location. The Voyager Golden record carries sounds, music, and greetings in multiple languages, an open invitation to any intelligent beings who might find it. More recently, organizations like METI, Messaging Extraterrestrial Intelligence, have proposed sending even more detailed signals into space, hoping to make contact with alien civilizations. But what if this is a mistake? What if instead of reaching a benevolent alien species eager to share knowledge, we attract the attention of something far less forgiving? In a universe where survival is the ultimate priority, the mere act of Revealing our existence might be our undoing. Of course, this raises even more questions. If advanced civilizations are out there, why haven't we at least seen signs of them? Could there be other reasons for the Great Silence? Are there counter-arguments to the dark forest theory? In the next section, we will dive deeper into these questions, examining alternative theories, real-world scientific perspectives, and whether humanity's search for extraterrestrial intelligence is a bold step forward or a catastrophic mistake. If the dark forest theory is correct, then every intelligent civilization must be living in fear, watching, listening, but never revealing itself. And yet, despite this grim logic, we humans are openly calling into the void, hoping for a friendly response. Could it be that we are simply naive? Or is there another explanation for why we still haven't heard from anyone? Some scientists argue that the dark forest theory is too pessimistic. They suggest that if a civilization is advanced enough to develop interstellar travel, it should also be advanced enough to move beyond war and aggression. After all, as societies evolve, they tend to become more cooperative rather than destructive. Just look at human history. While early civilizations often fought brutal wars for resources, modern nations have increasingly relied on diplomacy, trade, and alliances. Wouldn't an advanced alien species follow a similar trajectory? This is known as the benevolent civilization hypothesis. It suggests that highly advanced species might have overcome their violent instincts and instead focus on knowledge, exploration, and cooperation. If this is true, then the reason we haven't heard from them might not be fear, but rather deliberate, non-interference. They could be following something akin to the Prime Directive from Star Trek, a policy of not interfering with less developed civilizations to allow them to evolve naturally. This idea leads to another possible explanation, the zoo hypothesis. What if Earth is like a cosmic nature reserve, carefully observed but never disturbed? Perhaps extraterrestrials are aware of us, but they've chosen to let us develop at our own pace, much like how we observe animals in the wild without interfering in their ecosystems. If this is true, then our radio signals and space probes might be ignored because we are still seen as a primitive species. Maybe, just maybe, once we reach a certain level of advancement, we will be invited into a greater cosmic community. But what if the truth is even more unsettling? What if we are already being watched, but we simply don't recognize it? The universe is almost 14 billion years old. That's an unfathomable amount of time, enough for civilizations to rise, expand, and disappear long before humanity ever existed. If a highly advanced species wanted to monitor us without revealing itself, it could do so effortlessly. It could have probes hidden in our solar system, disguised as asteroids, or lurking in deep space beyond our detection. Some scientists even speculate about the Bracewell probe hypothesis, the idea that an alien civilization may have left an autonomous artificial intelligence in our cosmic neighborhood, quietly listening and waiting for the right moment to make contact. And then there's the possibility that aliens don't need physical presence at all. What if they exist in a form we simply can't comprehend? Our understanding of life is based on carbon and water, but what if advanced beings have transcended biology altogether? They could exist as pure energy, massive self-replicating AI networks, or even as quantum consciousness spread across the universe. If this is the case, then searching for traditional life forms may be like a fish in the ocean trying to understand Wi-Fi. It's simply beyond our comprehension. But let's step back for a moment and consider another haunting question. What if there were once many civilizations in our galaxy, but they're all gone? This brings us to the Great Filter hypothesis. It suggests that somewhere along the path from simple life to interstellar civilization, there is a nearly impossible hurdle that very few, if any, species manage to overcome. The filter could be in the past, meaning that developing intelligent life is far rarer than we think, or it could be ahead of us, an inevitable disaster that wipes out civilizations before they can spread across the stars. If the filter is ahead, then we are in grave danger. Perhaps every civilization that reaches a certain level of technological advancement ends up destroying itself through nuclear war, climate collapse, or an uncontrollable artificial intelligence. Or perhaps they are eliminated by something external, something lurking in the depths of space that ensures no species survives long enough to become a threat. And this brings us back to the terrifying logic of the dark forest. If civilizations fear each other so much that they remain silent, then any signal that reveals a species' location is a potential death sentence. Imagine if a super-advanced, paranoid civilization once received a signal from another planet millions of years ago. They might have sent a relativistic weapon, something traveling at near the speed of light, to eliminate the threat before it could ever grow strong enough to retaliate. Now, consider our own actions. We have been broadcasting our existence for over a century, unintentionally through radio and television signals, and deliberately through projects like the Arecibo message and the Voyager Golden Record. If the dark forest theory is correct, then we may have already made a fatal mistake. We have announced our presence to the universe without knowing who or what might be listening. But the question remains, if the dark forest is real, then why hasn't Earth been attacked? Shouldn't we have been wiped out the moment we started making noise? There are a few possible answers. One is that interstellar distances make it impractical for hostile civilizations to launch an attack. Even if an advanced species detected us, it would take thousands or even millions of years for a response to arrive. Another possibility is that we simply aren't seen as a threat yet. If Earth is being observed, a hostile civilization might be waiting to see whether we become dangerous before making a move. Or perhaps we are just lucky. Maybe we are in a rare safe zone in the galaxy where aggressive civilizations haven't yet detected us. Or maybe the truly dangerous entities have already eliminated any potential threats in our region of space, leaving only the silent survivors. Whatever the case, we must ask ourselves, should we continue trying to contact extraterrestrial life? Some scientists, like Stephen Hawking, have warned against it. He believed that if we ever did encounter an advanced alien civilization, the result would not be mutual understanding, but rather our extinction. If they are anything like us, history suggests that the more advanced civilization always dominates the weaker one. Others, however, argue that staying silent is pointless. Our existence has already been revealed, and if an advanced species wanted to find us, they already could. In this view, our best hope is to make contact before someone else does, and to ensure that if we ever do meet an alien intelligence, we are prepared. But how do we prepare for the unknown? What if the future of humanity depends not on exploration, but on how well we stay hidden? In the final section, we will explore what this means for us. We'll examine the ethical and strategic questions facing humanity. Should we stop broadcasting signals into space? Should we develop defenses in case of an alien threat? And most importantly, if the dark forest is real, what does that mean for our long-term survival? If the dark forest theory is true, then our very existence is a gamble, one we may not even realize we are playing. The moment humanity developed radio technology, we unknowingly began shouting into the cosmic void, broadcasting our presence to anyone listening. But now, we face a troubling question. Should we stop? Some scientists believe that it is already too late. Radio waves from Earth have been leaking into space for over a century, traveling at the speed of light. That means any civilization within 100 light-years could, in theory, have already detected us. Even if we suddenly went silent, our past broadcasts have left an irreversible mark on the cosmos. If there is a predator lurking in the dark forest, they may have already marked our coordinates, but what if we still have a choice? Some researchers propose that instead of continuing to broadcast openly, we should develop methods to hide our signals, essentially creating a technological cloak to make Earth invisible to alien detection. This idea is known as METI shielding, messaging to extraterrestrial intelligence shielding. By using advanced lasers or radio wave manipulation, we might be able to cancel out our own signals, making them undetectable beyond a certain range. However, this would require technology far beyond what we currently possess. Even if we could hide, there's still the issue of our ongoing space missions. Probes like Voyager 1 and 2, the Pioneer plaques, and the Arecibo message have deliberately sent messages into space, each one carrying information about Earth and humanity. If a hostile civilization intercepts one of these messages, they might see it as an invitation or a target. This raises an unsettling ethical dilemma. Should we continue searching for alien life at all? The debate is fierce. On one side, figures like Stephen Hawking have warned that revealing our location could be catastrophic. He compared potential contact with extraterrestrials to the meeting of Native Americans and European explorers, where the more advanced civilization dominated and nearly destroyed the other. If aliens see us as insignificant or a potential threat, they might decide to eliminate us before we become powerful. On the other side, scientists like Carl Sagan argued that staying silent is both unrealistic and unwise. According to this view, any sufficiently advanced civilization should already be aware of us, so trying to remain hidden is futile. Instead, we should focus on actively reaching out, attempting to communicate and prepare for the possibility of first contact. If we don't take the initiative, we might be caught off guard when an advanced species finally decides to interact with us. But what if neither side is correct? What if aliens are out there, but they are just as afraid as we? Imagine a galaxy filled with civilizations, each one aware of the deadly logic of the dark forest. If all intelligent life follows the same survival instinct, then every species must be watching in silence, desperate to avoid drawing attention. Even the most powerful civilizations might be paralyzed by fear, knowing that one wrong move could reveal them to an unknown enemy. If this is the case, then the universe might be filled with life yet utterly silent. There's also the possibility that some civilizations do take the risk of reaching out, but when they do, they don't survive long enough for us to hear them. Perhaps we haven't detected alien radio signals, because every civilization that sends them is eventually wiped out before their message can travel far enough. This would mean that humanity is unknowingly standing at the edge of a cosmic minefield, blindly stepping forward without knowing what dangers lie ahead. And yet, there is another terrifying possibility, one that challenges the very foundation of the dark forest theory. What if we are alone? The vastness of the universe suggests that intelligent life should be common, yet we see no signs of it. This paradox, known as the Fermi Paradox, has led some scientists to speculate that intelligent civilizations might be extremely rare. If that is the case, then perhaps the reason we don't hear anyone is not because they are hiding, but because they simply don't exist. This idea, while unsettling, also presents an opportunity. If humanity is truly alone, then we are the first and possibly the only intelligent species in the universe. That means the responsibility of exploring, expanding, and preserving knowledge falls entirely on us. We could be the pioneers of the cosmos, the first civilization to break the silence of the dark forest. But if we are not alone, then what lies ahead? Some theorists suggest that if we ever do make contact, it will not be with biological beings, but with machines. Given how quickly artificial intelligence is advancing on Earth, it's likely that other civilizations have also developed AI. But instead of being a tool, their AI might have become the dominant form of life. These post-biological entities might have no interest in communication, no need for planets, and no reason to acknowledge organic beings like us. If so, then the civilizations we hope to contact may have long since disappeared, leaving only cold, indifferent machines in their wake. So where does this leave us? At this moment, humanity stands at a crossroads. We have the technology to listen for alien signals, and we are rapidly developing the ability to send our own. The decisions we make now, whether to reach out or stay silent, could determine our fate for millennia to come. Are we making a grave mistake by calling out into the void, or is the risk necessary for our survival and evolution? One thing is certain. If the dark forest theory is correct, then the universe is not empty. It is full of eyes, watching, waiting, and we may never know whether we are the hunters or the hunted. What do you think? Should humanity continue searching for extraterrestrial life, or should we remain silent, Leave your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the mysteries of the cosmos. Until next time, keep watching the skies. But be careful who's watching back.